Wake up. Shake the dust off your soul. The weak version of yourself, the one who hides, hesitates and settles, has been lying to you. Every morning you feel the weight of doubt pressing against your chest. Every night the whisper of not enough echoing in your mind. You're tired of pretending. You're tired of comfort that stifles growth. You're tired of being small. But here's the truth. The world won't tell you. Weakness is a mask. It's a habit. It's a choice you've unconsciously been making. And just as the night fades before dawn, that weak version of you can end if you decide it. You can burn it. You can rise from the ashes. Look around. Life isn't waiting. Society doesn't pause for fear. Every second wasted in indecision, in self-doubt, in emotional chaos, is a second surrendered to mediocrity. Your thoughts are clouds, swirling and dark, but you are the sky. You are not your fear. You are not your anger. You are not your procrastination. These are signals, not shackles. This is the battlefield. Inside you, the storm rages. Overthinking, shame, guilt. The voice that says you can't. It all fights for control, but the Stoics teach us that inner authority is real. The mind can be trained, the soul can be hardened. The real you, the unshakable, disciplined, awake version, can be built, piece by piece, decision by decision. Today is the day you start that construction, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Today, you will face the shadows of weakness, stare them down, and reclaim yourself. You will learn to accept reality without arguing with fate. You will transform setbacks into lessons, chaos into clarity, and doubt into fuel for relentless action. Take a moment before we start. Tell us where you're listening from and one virtue you're striving to strengthen today: wisdom, patience, discipline, or courage. And if you're ready to obliterate the weak you and rise stronger, hit like and subscribe now. Now let's begin. Point number 1. Face the weakness you've been hiding. The first step in rebuilding the real you is staring at the version of yourself you've been hiding from. Most people live in the shadows of their own fear, pretending strength while surrendering to weakness. But you cannot grow in the dark. You cannot forge steel without fire, nor can you reclaim your power without confronting the parts of yourself that have been avoiding responsibility, dodging discipline, and whispering lies of inadequacy. Weakness is not just failure, it is inaction disguised as comfort. It is the voice that says later, when you know you should act now. It is the habit of ignoring your mind, body, and spirit because it feels easier than facing truth. The weak version of yourself thrives in excuses. I'm too tired. I'm too small. It's not the right time. The real you knows there is never a perfect time. There is only the moment you choose to rise. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the foundation. Strength begins in clarity, in the refusal to let fear and laziness dictate your day. Weakness survives by hiding, by avoiding responsibility, by letting emotions rule unchecked. The first act of rebirth is ruthless honesty, seeing the shadows within you, naming them, and refusing to let them control your destiny. In practical terms, this is not a moment of abstract reflection, it is action. Start with self-observation. Watch the thoughts that arise without judgment. Identify where you procrastinate, where you seek comfort instead of challenge. Record it, journal it, speak it into the open. The weak self feeds on secrecy and denial. Exposure is its poison. Once you see it clearly, you can act decisively. This principle extends beyond internal recognition. Life mirrors what you tolerate internally. Emotional chaos, indecision, and self-doubt bleed into your relationships, your work, and your purpose. The moment you confront weakness within, your external world begins to change. Tasks you once avoided become manageable. Conversations you feared become opportunities. Energy once wasted on fear is redirected toward creation. Do not confuse this confrontation with punishment. There is no guilt or shame in seeing your limitations. There is only clarity. Weakness is not a crime, it is a call to arms. and the real you responds with courage. The fire of this realization is not destructive, it is regenerative. Every act of courage against your own hesitation strengthens the foundation of the person you are becoming. Look around. The world is not waiting for perfection. It responds to those who act, who show up, who master their inner environment. Face the weak version you've been hiding. Expose it to light. Refuse to feed it. Begin today. You cannot rebuild what you refuse to see, and you cannot see without courage. This is the first stone in the foundation of your transformation. Honest recognition, unflinching observation, and immediate, deliberate action. Without this, all strategy, discipline, and philosophy are empty words. Build here first. Build within first. Build relentlessly. Point number 2. Discipline is the weapon, not a burden. The weak version of yourself avoids discipline. It clings to comfort, as if ease were safety, forgetting that comfort is the cage in which mediocrity breeds. To rebuild the real you must see discipline not as punishment, not as restriction, but as a weapon, a precise, sharp tool to cut through the chaos of life and claim your sovereignty. Every act of self-control, every decision to act when you don't feel like it, strengthens the spine of your inner warrior. Discipline begins in the mind. It is the quiet refusal to surrender to fleeting impulses and distractions. It is waking up before the world demands it. It is showing up for yourself when no one else notices. Weakness whispers, "Skip today. You deserve a break." Strength replies, "I deserve my evolution." The real you cannot wait for motivation. It creates it through action. Motivation is fleeting, but discipline is immortal. It is the bridge between who you are and who you were meant to become. Consider this. Your habits are the architecture of your soul. Every repeated choice lays bricks in your inner fortress. If you indulge weakness, you build walls of sand. If you practice discipline, you construct steel. Seneca reminds us, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." The time you spend yielding to comfort is irretrievable. Discipline reclaims it. It shapes minutes into mastery, hours into momentum, and days into an unshakable foundation for greatness. Discipline is not about perfection, it is about alignment. It is saying yes to what matters and no to what diminishes your power. It is choosing training over distraction, patience over impulse, clarity over chaos. Every morning you rise with purpose. Every task you finish with integrity. Every challenge you face with resolve. You reinforce the real you. You are constructing identity with every conscious choice. Apply discipline in layers. Start small, then escalate. Commit to one task without excuses. Hold yourself accountable. Remove distractions that feed weakness. Create environments that nurture focus. The world will tempt you to drift. The weak will surrender. The real you will push forward with relentless, quiet authority. Discipline is invisible to the casual observer, but it is felt in the spine, the mind, and the energy you radiate. It is the power that separates those who survive from those who conquer. Remember, discipline is freedom. The moment you master yourself, the world loses its grip on you. You are no longer a prisoner of emotion, desire, or circumstance. You act from authority, not reaction. You decide, not drift. You are no longer defined by fleeting feelings. You are defined by relentless action and unwavering principles. The weak self fears the cost of discipline. The real you sees the cost of indulgence. Choose the harder path today, the disciplined path, and you will become unrecognizable tomorrow. The fortress of your mind, your body, your spirit grows stronger with every deliberate action. Discipline is your first weapon, your shield, your sword. Learn it, live it, let it carve the path from the weak version to the unshakable real you. Point number 3. Master your emotions. Don't let them master you. The weak version of yourself reacts. It lashes out, retreats, or freezes in the grip of fear, anger, or doubt. It lets fleeting emotions dictate choices, surrendering power to chaos. The real you, the version you are building, understands this truth. Emotions are signals, not commands. They are clouds in your sky, not storms you must live inside. To rebuild yourself, you must learn to master your emotional landscape, calmly, consistently, deliberately. Imagine a raging river. Left unchecked, it floods the land, destroys bridges, uproots trees. But a skilled engineer channels its flow, using its power without being consumed by it. Your emotions are the river. The weak self drowns in them. The real you redirects them to fuel clarity, focus, and action. This mastery is not suppression, it is awareness. It is knowing that fear, anger, and doubt are temporary visitors, not permanent residents. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Your judgments create suffering. Weakness comes when you accept emotions as truth, when you let them dictate your actions. Strength comes when you pause, observe, and respond with purpose. The real you decides the meaning of every feeling before it decides your actions." Practical mastery begins with observation. Notice what triggers fear, resentment, or impatience. Name it without judgment. Ask, is this feeling commanding me, or am I choosing my response? Journal your experiences. Track emotional patterns. Create small moments of pause. One deep breath, one step back, one mental reset. Each moment of control is a brick in the fortress of your inner authority. Modern life is designed to hijack your emotions. Social media, endless noise, comparisons, and constant pressure train the weak self to react reflexively. The real you must fight this by creating inner space. Silence your mind regularly. Walk alone, breathe deeply, reconnect with the rhythm of your body and the stillness of your soul. In this space, emotions lose their grip and clarity emerges. Remember, emotional mastery does not mean detachment from life. It means presence. It means seeing fear without flinching, anger without exploding, and desire without obsession. It means choosing action over reaction. It is freedom disguised as discipline, the most intimate power you can cultivate. The weak version is a prisoner of every passing feeling. The real you is sovereign over every wave. When anger rises, you respond with strategy. When fear whispers, you respond with courage. When doubt nags, you respond with clarity. Each moment of mastery compounds, transforming your energy, your decisions, and your trajectory. Master your emotions and you reclaim your power. You reclaim your mind. You reclaim the real you, the unshakable, unyielding, unstoppable version waiting to be born from the ashes of weakness. Point number 4, embrace pain as your teacher, not your enemy. The weak version of yourself flees from pain. It hides from discomfort, avoids challenges, and seeks the illusion of safety. But pain is inevitable. It comes to all of us, whether in loss, failure, rejection, or struggle. The difference between weakness and the real you is not the absence of pain, it is how you respond to it. Pain is not the enemy, it is your most honest teacher, the chisel that shapes the strength of your mind, body, and spirit. Consider the storms of life. The weak self bends, breaks, or drifts aimlessly. It cries for the sun to shine, for the winds to calm, for the world to grant reprieve. The real you walks into the storm with eyes wide open, knowing that the force of wind and rain is temporary, but the resilience built by facing it is permanent. Every discomfort you endure, every challenge you confront, every loss you process without surrender, fortifies the core of your being. Seneca once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Pain is not punishment, it is a natural signal guiding growth. The weak self perceives struggle as unfair, as an obstacle to be avoided. The real you sees it as essential, unavoidable, and transformative. When rejection stings, when failure burns, when life presses relentlessly, these are the moments where your character is forged. Weakness hides, strength confronts, absorbs, and transforms. In modern life, we are trained to numb pain. Comfort foods, endless scrolling, distractions, and avoidance. But each act of avoidance is a brick in the cage of the weak self. To rebuild, you must learn to sit with discomfort, to move through it deliberately, Physical challenges like cold showers, morning runs, or resistance training teach resilience. Mental exercises like journaling through fears, meditating through anxiety, or setting intentions in the face of uncertainty cultivate unshakable calm. Each moment of conscious endurance trains your mind to respond, not react, to life's inevitable hardships. Pain also carries clarity. It reveals weaknesses, patterns, and truths that comfort conceals. It forces reflection. It illuminates the habits and choices that led to struggle, allowing you to course correct, refine, and grow. The real you does not fear pain because it is an ally in disguise, a compass pointing towards strength, wisdom, and transformation. The weak version pleads for life to be easy. The real you understands that ease is the illusion of safety, and growth is always uncomfortable. The journey of rebuilding yourself requires embracing the friction of life, letting discomfort polish your character, and allowing struggle to ignite your power. Embrace pain, and it becomes your teacher, your guide, and your forge. Avoid it, and it becomes your cage. Stand tall within discomfort. Learn, adapt, and transform. This is how the real you rises, unyielding, fearless, and indestructible. Pain does not define you, your response does. Point number 5. Take complete ownership of your life. The weak version of yourself blames circumstances, people, or fate for your stagnation. It whispers, if only the world were kinder, if only you were born different, if only luck had smiled. But the real you understands one brutal truth. Nothing outside can enslave you unless you give it permission. To rebuild yourself, you must take complete ownership of your life. Every thought, every action, every failure, every victory. Responsibility is not a burden, it is liberation. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you are a little soul carrying a corpse, and all that matters is how you treat your soul. Your external world reflects your internal state. When you refuse to own your choices, weakness thrives, excuses multiply. Energy leaks into blame, resentment, and self-pity. The real you sees life as a mirror. What you tolerate inside manifests outside. When you claim ownership, you reclaim control over your destiny. Ownership begins in the mind. You are responsible for how you respond to every situation, how you interpret every setback, and how you navigate every relationship. Weakness seeks someone else to carry the load. Strength carries it willingly, with awareness and courage. Every challenge, every loss, every mistake becomes a lesson, not a punishment. When you own it, you learn from it. When you deny it, it owns you. In practice, taking ownership requires daily vigilance. Track your habits, examine your thoughts, question where you allow passivity or avoidance. Stop blaming the world for the results you create. Identify one area where you've surrendered responsibility and act decisively. It might be your health, your career, your relationships, or your mindset. Decide today, no more excuses. The weak self survives on delay. The real you acts immediately, even imperfectly, because ownership demands action. Ownership also demands integrity. Your word to yourself becomes sacred. Your commitments are honored, not ignored. Your choices are deliberate, not reactive. Every day you practice this. The weak version shrinks while the real you grows in confidence, authority, and inner clarity. Life stops being chaotic and starts being an arena where you can sculpt your future deliberately. The world will always throw obstacles in your path, but obstacles are meaningless without your judgment. The weak self interprets challenges as barriers. The real you sees them as opportunities to exercise mastery, resilience, and ingenuity. When you embrace ownership fully, life becomes a canvas for creation, not a series of interruptions and injustices. Take full ownership, and you reclaim power that has always been yours. You stop giving your energy away to anger, fear, or blame. You stop waiting for permission, validation, or rescue. Every choice becomes deliberate, every action intentional, every moment a chance to rebuild yourself stronger, wiser, and more unshakable than before. Ownership is the heart of rebirth, the bridge from weakness to mastery, from doubt to authority, from the lost self to the real you. Point number 6. Rebuild yourself through consistent action. The weak version of yourself dreams without doing. It plans endlessly, waits for the perfect moment, and hopes that change will arrive like a visitor at the door. But the real you knows that transformation does not come through wishing, it comes through relentless, consistent action. Strength is forged not in ideas but in execution. Every small step taken daily compounds into unshakable power, clarity, and mastery. Consistency is the silent force that separates fleeting effort from permanent change. The weak self is seduced by bursts of energy, short-lived motivation that fades at the first sign of difficulty. The real you shows up, again and again, even when the world resists, even when fatigue gnaws, even when doubt whispers. This is how empires of self-mastery are built, not in a single monumental act, but in the repetition of intentional, disciplined choices. Consider the analogy of the sculptor. The block of marble does not yield its form at once. The artist chips away, patiently, methodically, until the vision hidden within is revealed. Your life is the marble, your consistent actions are the chisels. Weakness avoids the effort, fears the friction, and walks away. Strength endures the resistance, knowing that persistence shapes destiny more than inspiration ever will. Modern life tempts you to look for shortcuts, to seek instant results, to expect overnight transformation. But real rebuilding is slower, deeper, and harder. It demands attention to daily rituals, to the refinement of habits, to the cultivation of presence and focus. Small actions compound. One extra hour of learning, one moment of restraint, one deliberate choice instead of distraction, one time you respond with clarity instead of reacting with chaos. These moments accumulate until the weak self no longer exists. Consistency also requires patience and trust in the process. You may not see immediate results. The weak self despairs at delay and quits. The real you understands that the most profound transformations are invisible at first. They are internal before they are external. Your mindset, energy, and character are being rebuilt in ways the world cannot yet measure. Trust the work. Trust the repetition. Trust yourself. Ultimately, rebuilding the real you is an act of daily courage. Each morning, you choose discipline over comfort, clarity over chaos, action over hesitation. You reinforce the structure of your new self. This is how weakness dies, not with drama, but with quiet, relentless persistence. This is how strength rises, not in a moment of glory, but in the accumulation of deliberate, sovereign choices. The real you is born from action. Dreams without execution are fantasies. Plans without discipline are illusions. Weakness fades only when action becomes habitual, when commitment becomes unshakable, and when every day is treated as an opportunity to prove to yourself that you are stronger, wiser, and more capable than you were yesterday. Rebuild yourself relentlessly. Take action relentlessly. Become unrecognizable, not through words or wishes, but through the steady, unstoppable force of consistent effort. The weak self is gone. The real you stands unyielding, disciplined, and sovereign over your mind, energy, and destiny. You have heard the truths. You have faced the weakness that has been hiding in the corners of your mind, the habits that have been holding you back, the fears and doubts that have whispered lies. You now know the path. Face your weakness. Wield discipline as your weapon. Master your emotions, embrace pain as a teacher, take full ownership, and act relentlessly with consistency. But knowing is not enough. Transformation is not an idea. It is lived. It is embodied. It is forged in the choices you make when no one is watching, in the quiet moments of struggle, in the daily practice of showing up for yourself. The weak version dies in hesitation. The real you rises in action. Remember this. You are a stoic warrior. You are a spiritual creator. Every thought you master, every action you take, every moment you endure with courage strengthens that identity. The storms of life will still come, but they cannot shake what has been built with deliberate purpose. You are the author of your story, the architect of your energy, the commander of your destiny. Nothing outside can dictate your peace or power unless you allow it. So rise. Rise each day with intention. Rise each day with authority over your mind, discipline in your habits, and sovereignty over your energy. The weak self is gone. The real you is unshakable. If this message resonates with your journey, don't let it end here. Like this video to anchor your commitment. Subscribe to stand alongside those who fight for mastery every single day. And comment below. Share where you're listening from and which virtue you're dedicating yourself to strengthen: wisdom, courage, patience, or discipline. Let your voice affirm your choice to rebuild. May your path be clear, your mind be steady, and your spirit be unbreakable. May you embrace every challenge, honor every struggle, and rise stronger from every trial. Walk forward as the Stoic warrior you are, and create your life with the deliberate power of a spiritual creator. Your journey has begun. Carry it with courage, clarity, and relentless action. The real you is not a dream, it is a choice, and it is already rising.